To defy the odds, you have to risk everything and take chances. At Old Nation Brewing Company, we did just that. From an unknown startup brewery to standing alongside national craft brands in just under a decade, we remain one of the last of the large, independently owned breweries in Michigan. Our beer is respectfully brewed using only the highest quality ingredients, and we don't cut corners. With the times changing for everyone, one thing that stays the same is Old Nation's respect for great beer and the people who love it. We're growing in cans produced and fans made. When you taste our beer, you'll know why.
3 o'clock, great to have you. I don't know if we'll be here at 4 o'clock, as it looks like the world is ending outside. So if this is the last hour of radio we do, it's been a wonderful ride, and I love you all. The sky is black outside, and it is not a tinted window. Go over there and look.
Really? Because that's just a tinted window, so I always think that...
Well, it's mainly just so we don't have to look at Kenny.
Well, if this is the last hour, then you know what? The four major teams knew what they were doing.
But if we're here at 4 o'clock, I can't tell you how excited I am. It's going to be role-playing, not the way Kenny does it on Saturday nights. This is more wholesome. This is going to be, Kenny is playing Steve Yzerman because a player I mentioned yesterday is now being mentioned by hockey nerds. I'm going to rep the team.
How could that be?
Well, you know, blind squirrel finds a nut. So here's the deal. 4 o'clock, we're going to consummate this deal. Oh, we're puck knowers. But you have Tarik Skubal news we can use. Present. Because I actually walk away from this feeling fine enough, and I'll explain why.
Yeah, Skubal was with Chris McCoskey. He talked to him down in Tampa, and basically, you know, they asked him about his future. And Skubal said, David, do we have the sound? All right. Listen, winning is where my focus is at. There's been some comments made that are not interesting. It's not for me, but I'm going to be focused about winning, and that's all that I can do. It has nothing to do with me not wanting to be here, he reiterates. I hope that's clear. But there is a business side of this game that is not as beautiful as the baseball side of this game. That's just what it is. That when I heard those comments, that was me at least saying, okay, this is Skubal saying, guys, it's not about me not wanting to be here, because that was the biggest question. Do you want to be here? No, I want to be here. But when I heard this tells me I'm going to take this thing for the ride for the next 2 years, and then I'm hitting free agency. At that point, I'm going to see what's out there. At that point, I'm going to see how much money I can. And if the Tigers can match, I'd love to be here. But if they can't, it was a fun ride, Detroit, but you're going to see me don another cap in a couple of years.
So the simple way of doing this is best. Encouraged or discouraged? Now, I'm encouraged because, look, at least I know. It's all I wanted.
Right there.
I wanted him to say I wanted to be here.
Right there.
And we know it's about business. And look here, I'll restate my claim. This is where you're caught in the middle of the Oreo cookie. The first part of the Oreo cookie is, this team's terrible. You're 9.5 games out of first. The trade Skubal shows in May and June and into July of last year. That's the first part of the cookie. You didn't trade him. Turned into a Disney movie. Hooray! All right, well, the back half of the cookie is signing him. Mm-hmm. Well, you couldn't get that done. The only thing we had was a non-competitive offer, per reports, in the winter. Then it's been nothing. So the middle of the cookie is, we're going to pitch him this year, we're going to pitch him next year. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do everything in our power to win a World Series, because after that, he's going to be a New York Yankee. That's why I'm encouraged. That's really the positive. Tarik, you're going to love the Bronx.
So in other words, just eat the cookie, enjoy the cookie, and then move on.
Because ultimately, Rico, I want to live in reality. I'm going to say this. I'm not going to crush the organization for not going 10 at 4 1/4.
No.
This is a guy who has had Tommy John, who had flexor tendon surgery. I love Tarik Skubal, but let's be real. Can you guarantee me, even in an 8-year pact, that he will give you 4 more years?
No.
Not 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 more like he's given you last year and this year.
No.
Mike,
I told you. If it were me, I would have tried to sign him last year, because at least I would get him in his prime. And if I signed him for a ridiculous 8 to 10 year deal, at least I would get more good years out of him. But by the time you sign this deal, it'll be 2 years from now. It'll be this season and another season of his prime gone. Meaning you're going to get less than prime Skubal, but you're going to be on the hook for a lot of money with him. And I got a feeling it's going to be pitching Miggy where
Oh, don't say that.
you're basically paying those last 3 years, and he'll be nothing like the player he was when you signed him.
So basically what the Dodgers have dealt with Kershaw.
Yeah.
And by the way, Skubal's giving you prime Kershaw right now.
I am encouraged by this because if this doesn't smack 2-year window, I don't know what else does. If this doesn't put a sense of urgency under Scott Harris and the Tigers organization, I don't know what else, because he's saying there's a business side, which tells me they've tried. It's just the numbers aren't matching. So now he's willing to just focus, because when they say, I'm just going to focus on playing now, that means we're so far apart. I don't want to get angry. I don't want to get frustrated. I just want to play baseball.
Can we unpack this together, people? What is your reaction to it? I don't think you can have no reaction. I mean, if you're discouraged because you desperately want him signed and you don't feel like it sounds like that'll happen, you have a right to that. For me, it's no, I'm not encouraged because I don't think they're signing him. It's that it's clarity. I like clarity.
Mm-hmm.
I like to know. And now it's why trade deadline coming up. Go all in. Get a couple high leverage relievers. You might need a starter, by the way. I mean, I know we're not doing that show right now, but you might need a starter. I'm going to be fair. I got to let Alex Scott pitch.
Okay.
Because, look, the Mize thing's been uneven since the original injury. Job is dead. Cobb is hurt. Olson's hurt. Flaherty's been uneven. Look, might. But I'd love to know from you guys. Encouraged or discouraged? And all smarm aside, it'll be my team who pays him probably, and then we'll have a terrible deal on our hands. I'm used to it. It's just fine. But my point is, I like knowing it's a 2-year window. I like knowing, okay, we have Skubal. Let's go all in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It seems like to me
that a tree is going to come crashing through the window like Final Destination and kill Kenny. It feels like it because
I don't know nothing about Final Destination.
I can't watch them. I've just seen the previews and they're terrifying enough. But I feel like if you look through the window, I feel like Kenny's about to get impaled by a tree.
You see, Final Destination where it skips over everybody and lands right there.
That's exactly right.
But no, to me, this says, yeah, you know what? We don't have to sit here and speculate. We know exactly where he is, and he's focusing on trying to win right now, and I think the Tigers need to do the same.
Yes.
Put your resources in this.
Encouraged, right?
I'm encouraged.
There won't be excuses for them.
It's a sad encouragement. It's once this trip is over, we're breaking up, but let's just enjoy the trip.
Kenny just blew away.
Okay. Thoughts and prayers.
I mean, all I'm watching is like massive pine trees behind Kenny, like breaking loose like Twister. And then there's Kenny charting Corsi.
Here comes the sheets of rain.
I'm speechless. 248-539-9797. I'd ask you to call, but maybe both hands on the wheel might be a better operation. David, what are the initial... Do you two see what's going on behind you?
I do now. Yeah, I sure do.
What just happened? All right. Ticket text, please.
I am discouraged because I want him signed, and I think Boris is going to make him go to free agency.
Hold on. Stop. Stop right there. Don't make Boris the bad guy. Tarik Skubal's a grown-ass man. If your agent works for you, if you tell him I want to be in Detroit, do your effing job, or hit the bricks, you have that right. If he goes to free agency, it's because he wants to as well. Don't do this whole angel wing Skubal thing either. I have nothing against him, but you don't get to vilify the agent as if this is North Korea. And if you tell your agent no, you get thrown in the gulag. Rico just blew away. We've lost everybody. Whee!
Someone did text in, Kenny not catching only strays, he's catching trees.
That's it.
Carlton.
My God.
Aaron and Taylor says, trade Skubal ASAP. Do not settle for compensatory pick. Get as much as you can in a trade.
No.
Make sure you get a league-ready prospect.
See, I think the trade him was last year. That window's closed, so now He's yours for 2 years.
Middle of the cookie.
Do what you got to do, and then hope that maybe you can get something for him.
Here's the only way you could do it. And I'm not, okay. This is almost like when a big storm's coming in. This is a test of the, here is a PSA for everybody.
You know, nobody heard that. They're only going to hear this next part.
I'm not advocating this. Not advocating this. Me, not advocating.
And turn on your radio now.
Got it. If you were going to have those conversations, they'll happen at the winter meetings after the season. There is no scenario.
Being the best record in baseball, you're not going to trade him.
Crazy talk.
If you were where you were last year,
Not crazy
absolutely. But every year that you wait, the return gets diminishing. You just got to ride this thing out and
Go all in.
right there.
Encouraged or discouraged or just not listening at all. 248-539-9797. I swear to God, if you people make me talk about, hey, are you hot today? 248.
Not anymore.
My head will explode.
Not anymore. Just go outside. You'll cool off.
Have you ever dined and dashed? 248. Not doing it. This is what you're getting.
Well, I did have to wait a couple hours.
DGAF. Skubal comments. Encouraged, discouraged, all feedback welcome. Kenny, you better I feel like every time I look over, I just see Lieutenant Dan in the crow's nest. Is that all you got? I mean, the backdrop to Kenny screening calls is Armageddon.
I want to see it without the tinted window.
It's the apocalypse behind me is what's happening right here. I've never seen this before.
Yeah, you have. It's called the last 9 years of Wings hockey.
Oh,
It's kind of looked like that, hasn't
They
it?
take us straight in all this.
All right. Okay.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. You're negotiating with me now. I can't wait. I have a quality offer for you. I don't know that you're ready.
Feels like it's going to be very painful. I know who I'm negotiating with. I'm negotiating with the devil. This is not good. This is not a good place to be in. I got the apocalypse over here, the devil over here.
That's all I'm trying to do. All right. Listen.
Can't help you, Kenny.